everyone! Welcome to the Tile Map Series tutorial. Today is the third lesson of this series. This lesson mainly introduces image elements and administrative division settings. Next, I will start the specific explanation and demonstration. First, open the project in Wings Engine. This example project has added a GIS satellite map. Satellite maps as the demonstration material. In the component layer, select this GIS satellite map. Then double-click the map in the dashboard component to enter the editing mode. At this time, you can add services in the left toolbar. There are 3 types in total, which are image features and administrative divisions. Here is a brief introduction to the definition of GIS services. It refers to through the network. To provide geographic information services, allow client applications to access and manipulate geographic data. These services can provide map display, spatial queries, data editing, and other functions. Next, let's introduce these 3 services separately. First is the image service. It allows client applications to request and receive raster data through the network, such as satellite images, aerial photography, etc. These data are usually presented in the form of layers and can be dynamically loaded, displayed, and processed. Dynamically loaded, displayed, and processed. We click the plus button to add custom images. Wings Engine supports various GIS image types, such as URL templates, TMS, WMS, WMTS, ArcGIS Rest, SuperMap Rest, and other interfaces. You can choose according to your needs. The software also has built-in image services, which can be directly added. ArcGIS Satellite and Mapbox Vector respectively. These 2 built-in images use official, free and registered third-party mapping services. It's for testing reference only, with limited traffic and slow loading speed. It is recommended to replace it with your registered mapping service. After adding the image, we can set the style on the right. Here, we use ArcGIS satellite imagery for demonstration. For example, you can set to display or hide the image. If you want to change to a new image service, you can select the type. Select Customize in the Settings item and paste the new image address here. If you are using GIS satellite map images, we can also in the following. We can turn on the map filter settings to adjust the parameters of the filter. Next is the introduction of the featured services. It is used in GIS to manage and distribute vector data, such as points, lines, and polygons, and the associated attribute information. After switching to the Feature column, we click the plus button to add the featured service. Enter the service address in the Settings window and click the Import button, and the addition is completed. In the component layer on the left, we can see the added feature service. Here we jump directly to the location of the feature. We can see that this example features uses to box out the range of multiple lakes. We can also change its style on the right side. The basic settings include whether to display, clickable, and switch on click. And view these common settings. Here is a general demonstration of the effect. Just like the image service, we can also replace the new feature service. To replace the new feature service, then there is the graphic style settings. It mainly adjusts the basic and text styles, such as line type, width, color, the font offset, and background of the text. And it has 3 states when hovering, and selected states. Here we can set these 3 states. The graphic styles in these 3 states. After setting is completed, we can use the mouse to move in and out and click to display the different styles of the elements. And selected states different styles. Okay, that's all for the introduction of the element service. Next is the last service, the introduction of administrative divisions. The administrative division service provides boundaries and even smaller administrative regions. It helps users understand and analyze the administrative divisions of a specific area. We click on the service again in the toolbar. This time select the 3rd column, Administrative Division. We also click the plus button to add custom regions. Upload in the Settings window the local GeoJSON file and click the Import button. At this time, we can see on the GIS satellite map. See the newly added customs areas. In the left component layer, we can select and delete the custom area. In addition, the software also has 3 built-in regions, which we can directly add and use. They are the outline of countries in the world, China, provinces and cities, and the states of the US. Their settings are basically the same. So here we use the provinces and cities for demonstration. We click to add the outline of Chinese provinces and cities. After adding it successfully, we select the layer of. Select the outline of each province and city in China. On the right, you can see its style settings are divided into 5 categories, which are basic settings, drill-down settings, global styles, data styles, and panel settings. Let's demonstrate them one by one. First is the basic settings. There are 3 common settings. Here we demonstrate their effects separately. They are weather to show the region. Click and region can be selected simultaneously. And it also supports the opening of 3D mode. When we turn it on, it will generate shadows for the contours of provinces, forming a pseudo 3-dimensional effect. The second is the drill-down settings. The silhouettes of provinces and cities in China support the drill-down. By double-clicking on a specific area on the map, such as provinces, cities, etc., we can gradually drill down to a finer granularity level to obtain more detailed data information about, and subregions for more detailed data information. Here we enable the drill-down settings of Zhejiang province. At this time, we double-click Zhejiang province. We can drill down to the city. If the right-click return setting is enabled. After drilling down, you can click the right mouse button to return. The switching time refers to the time. The smaller the value, the faster the perspective will switch. After shortening the time here, and return to the map again, you can clearly feel that the perspective switching speed becomes faster. The view inner margin refers to the view switch. The larger the inner margin of the graphic relative to the map, the farther the graphic is from the map edge. Here we increase the inner margins. The inner margins in all 4 directions. Then we perform the map drilling operation again. We can find that the graphics after switching, the inner margin between the graph and the map, after clicking the right button to return, the same effect. Here we'll adjust to the default values. Next, we will set the return button. The function of the return button is similar to the right-click return just now, which is used to return to the previous map. It's defaulted to the upper left corner of the map. We can choose to show or hide the button. Here, you can choose to show or hide the button. or modify it below. The size and position of the button. In the button style, you can change the fill type of the button, which supports color filling, or upload an image for filling. In the button text, we can modify the text displayed on the button, the font of the text, and horizontal and vertical alignment. We can change the corresponding settings here. You can observe the text changes on the button. That's all about the drill-down settings. Next, I will introduce the third style, Global Style. It is the same as the graphic style in the featured service. It also has 3 states when hovering and selected. Since their settings are the same, so here we only introduce the default, the settings of the global style in the default state. First is the text style. We can modify the text on the outline of China, the text styles on the outlines of provinces and cities, such as fonts, horizontal alignment, and text offset. Here we change the color of the text to red and enlarge the text. You can observe the left side, the text on the map, secondly, the border style. The border style is divided into outer outline and inner border. Both can be set, whether to show color and line width. We hide and show them respectively, to hide and show them. In addition, the outer outline line can also set color and blur level of outer glow. These 2 settings can make the border line is more prominent. Here we modify the settings of the outer outline line. In the map, we can clearly the corresponding changes. Then, the inner boundary line. We change its color and increase the line width. These are all settings for the border style. Next is the background style. In the background style, we can choose the background fill type. It still provides color and images. You can choose according to your needs. In the default state, We can also set the minimap. The minimap is defaulted in the lower right corner. We can choose to show or hide the minimap. We can also change the style of the minimap. Upload a local image to replace it. By setting the offset values in the X and Y directions, we can adjust the position of the minimap. This is the end of the introduction to the global style. Next is the fourth data style. The outline of Chinese provinces and cities added. There is no data style set by default. We can click the plus sign in the upper right, plus sign in the upper right corner to add. However, before setting the data style, we need to bind the corresponding data first. Click the data in the upper left corner. Add data to import the prepared data file. Prepared data file. It should be noted that the location in the data needs to be consistent. The city name on the map. For example, the location should be Hangzhou, not Hangzhou. Then we switch to the data interface. Bind the example data in the public data of the board to the corresponding data field. At this time, we can see that the style of the corresponding areas, the style has changed. The last style is the panel settings. Here we can bind the pop-up window, the outline of each province and city. First, click the button above to exit the editing mode. Then in the left component library, add a pop-up component. After adding it, you can close the pop-up window first. Double-click the map component again to enter edit mode. Bind it in the panel settings, the pop-up window that we just added. And we can also set the display method of the pop-up window. There are two ways: two-dimensional follow and fix. When we choose two-dimensional fixed, the position of the pop-up window is fixed. It won't change with the area. When we choose two-dimensional following, when we click on different areas, the pop-up window will follow and display above the area. In the offset settings, you can set the pop-up windows. The offset in the X and Y directions. The default values are both 0. Finally, we exit the editing mode. Click on the different outlines of Chinese provinces, different regions to see the effect. We found that the pop-up window will be displayed above the selected areas. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.